శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో MBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ త్వరలో అటానమస్ కాబోతోంది.
2014లో ISO గుర్తింపు, 2015లో రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వంచే A గ్రేడ్, 2016లో NAC A గ్రేడ్, ఇప్పుడు NBA సాధించిన సంస్థ శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
What is electronics? The word electrons is derived from electron mechanics, which means the study of behavior of an electron under different condition of applied electric field. The branch of engineering in which the flow and control of electrons in vacuum or semiconductor are studied is called the electronics. And electrons can also be defined as the branch of engineering in which the electron devices and their utilization are studied. The device which controls the flow of electrons is called as the electron device. The devices are the main building blocks of electronic circuits. The motion of electrons through a conductor gives us electric current. This electric current can be produced with the help of batteries and generators. Electrons have various branches, include digital electronics and analog electronics and microelectronics, nanoelectronics, optoelectronics, integrated circuit and semiconductor devices. Let's coming to the history of electronics. Diode vacuum tube was the first electronic component invented by J.A. Fleming. Later, Lee De Forest developed the triode, a 3-element vacuum tube capable of voltage amplification. Vacuum tubes played a major role in the field of microwave and high power transmission as well as television receivers. And in 1947, Bell Laboratories developed the first transistor based on the research of Scottley, Burden and Bratton. In 1959, Jock Kilby of Texas Instruments developed the first integrated circuit. And next, advantages of electronics. The electronic devices are playing major role in everyday life. The various electron devices used everyday life includes computers, mobile phones, ATM, pen drive, television and digital camera, etc. And another topic is classification of materials on energy band theory. Types of materials on the basis of energy gap on the basis of energy band classified. It is insulators, conductors and semiconductors. Insulators, for example, wood, glass and plastic. An insulator is a material that does not conduct electric current. In these materials, valence electrons are tightly bound to the atoms. The valency band is full and conduction band is empty. The energy gap between valency band and conduction band is very large. High electric field is required to cause an electron to go from valency band to conduction band. This increase in temperature enables some electrons to go to conduction band, and the resistivity of insulators is of order of 10 power 7 ohm meter. For example, insulators, wood, glass, plastic, etc. And another one, conductors. For example, copper, aluminum, and silicon. Conductors. In case of conductors, there is no forbidden energy gap such that valency band and conduction band overlap each other. Plenty of free electrons are available for electric conduction. The electrons from valency band freely enter into the conduction band. The total current in conductors is simply a flow of electrons, and due to this overlapping of bands, a slight potential difference across the conductor causes free electrons to constitute electric current. In this definition in conductors, conductor is a material which easily allows the flow of current. Example, copper, silver, gold and aluminum. And another one is semiconductors, and this is very important. Semiconductor, for example, silicon and germanium. In this outermost orbit, silicon and germanium has 4 electrons. A semiconductor is a material that has electrical conductivity lies between conductors and insulators. Most common semiconductor materials are germanium, silicon, carbon, etc. Forbidden energy gap is small, that is very much narrower than that of a insulator. For example, in germanium 0.785 electron volts, and for silicon 1.2 electron volts. There is a small forbidden energy band 1.1 electron volts. A small electric field is required to push an electron from valency band to conduction band. Okay. At absolute 0 degree Kelvin, valency band is usually full and conduction band with there is no electrons. So it acts as an insulator. So 0 degree Kelvin, absolute 0 degree Kelvin, it acts as insulator. Semiconductor acts as an insulator. And forbidden band is of the order of 1.1 electron volts. And conductivities are of order of 10 power 2 ohm meter. For example, the difference between conductors, insulators and semiconductors are: forbidden gap is in conductors not exist. In insulators, large of about 7 electron volts. In semiconductors, small of about 1 electron volt. Conductivity is in conductors very high. In insulators, very low. In semiconductors, moderate. Increases with temperature. In resistivity, in conductors, very low. In insulators, very high. In semiconductors, moderate. And negative temperature coefficient of resistance. In conductor, positive temperature coefficient of resistance. In insulators, negative temperature coefficient of resistance. In semiconductors, negative temperature coefficient of resistances. And next, number of free electrons in conductors very large. In insulators very small. In semiconductors moderate. And applications of conductors are wires, cables, lamps, filaments, conductors, etc. In insulators, for providing proper isolation in various applications, machines, and in capacitors. In semiconductors, in semiconductor devices such as diodes, transistors, etc. And another topic is semiconductor band theory. In this, we will explain band theory, intrinsic semiconductors, doping, and in this doping N type and P type, and last one is PN junctions. In this classification of materials, semiconductors are classified into two types: intrinsic semiconductors and extrinsic semiconductors. In this, pure form of the semiconductors are called intrinsic semiconductors. For example, pure germanium and silicon. Energy gap silicon 1.21 electron volts. For germanium 0.785 electron volts. T is the absolute temperature in 0 degree Kelvin. At room temperature 27 degrees centigrade. Energy gap for silicon 1.12 electron volts. Germanium 0.72 electron volts. To understand the conduction in an intrinsic semiconductor, let us study the crystalline structure of an semiconductor. Crystalline structure of intrinsic semiconductor. Consider an atomic structure of an intrinsic semiconductor material like silicon. The outermost shell of an atom is capable of holding 8 electrons. If the outermost shell has 8 electrons, that is completely filled. But in silicon, the outermost shell consists of 4 electrons. Each of these 4 electrons forms a band with another 4 electrons, that is valence electrons, of neighboring atoms, and it forms covalent bonds. The energy gap between conduction and valency band. Charge carriers in semiconductors. In this, at absolute temperature 0 degree Kelvin, semiconductor behave as an perfect insulator. At room temperature, the number of electrons absorb the thermal energy due to which they break the covalent bond and drift to conduction band. Such electrons become free to move in crystal. Once electrons are dislodged from covalent bonds, they become free. The valence electron jumps from valency band to conduction band, breaking a covalent bond. A vacancy is created in broken covalent bond. Such vacancy is called hole. So, free electrons and holes gets generated in pairs. Such generation of electron-hole pair due to thermal energy is called thermal generation. So, such generation of electron-hole pair due to thermal energy is called the thermal generation. Concentration of free electrons and holes is always equal in intrinsic semiconductors. Both electrons and holes are equal. Thus, in an intrinsic semiconductor, both holes as well as electrons are the charge carriers. Total current. So, total charge carriers, electrons and holes. So, total current is electron current and hole current. Electron current. So, first of all, what do you mean by electron current? Electron current due to movement of electrons in conduction band. This is called electron current. And what do you mean by hole current? The hole current is due to movement of holes in valency band is called hole current. And effect of temperature on semiconductors are, we have already discussed that at absolute zero the conduction band is empty and valency band filled with electrons. Forbidden energy gap is very large. Hence, valency electron cannot reach conduction band to become free electron. So, therefore, at absolute zero temperature, the semiconductor behaves like an insulator. So, when temperature is raised, some of the covalent bonds in semiconductors break due to thermal energy. As temperature is increased, more number of valence electrons acquire sufficient energy to enter into the conduction band and become free electrons. So, when a potential is applied, these free electrons constitute a current. Since number of free electrons increased with the increasing temperature, we can say that the resistance of semiconductor is decreased. Thus, in semiconductor, with increase in temperature, resistance is decreases. Extrinsic semiconductors, in order to change the characteristics of intrinsic semiconductors, a small amount of impurities added to it. The process of adding impurities to a semiconductor is known as the doping. The impurity added is called as a dopant. That means the process of adding impurities to a semiconductor is known as the doping. The impurity added is called as a dopant. Therefore, doped semiconductors are called extrinsic semiconductors. And intrinsic semiconductors are pure semiconductors. Depending upon the type of material added to the semiconductor, there are two types of extrinsic semiconductors. N-type extrinsic semiconductors and P-type extrinsic semiconductors. In N-type semiconductor, adding pentavalent impurities to a pure semiconductor is called N-type semiconductor, which means N-type semiconductors are adding pentavalent impurities to a pure semiconductor is called as the N-type semiconductor. For example, arsenic, bismuth, phosphorus, antimony, etc. Consider the formation of N-type material by adding arsenic to a pure silicon. By adding arsenic, that is pentavalent impurity, free electrons in silicon are increased. The pentavalent atoms are with 5 valency electrons. In outermost orbit, there are 5 valency electrons. Bonding takes place between silicon atoms with pentavalent arsenic atom 4 of the pentavalent atoms valence electrons form covalent bond with the valence electrons of silicon atom leaving an extra electron. This extra electron become a conduction electron. Since pentavalent atoms donates this extra electron, it is often called as a donor atom. In this extra electron become a conduction electron since pentavalent atoms donates this extra electron is called the donor atoms. For each pentavalent atom added, one free electron exit in silicon crystal. A small amount of pentavalent impurity is enough to get more number of free electrons. Since number of free electrons is greater than number of holes, this extrinsic semiconductor is known as n-type semiconductor. And another one, in p-type semiconductors, adding trivalent impurity to pure semiconductors is known as p-type semiconductor. Adding trivalent impurity to a pure semiconductor is known as p-type semiconductor. For example, indium, gallium, boron. Consider the formation of p-type material by adding trivalent impurities to a pure silicon atom. Each trivalent atom has only 3 valence electrons exit in valency band, valency orbit. One hole results for each trivalent atom added. Each trivalent atom has only 3 valence electrons exit in valency orbit. So, one hole results for each trivalent atom added. Because trivalent atom can take 1 electron. Therefore, it is referred to as an acceptor atom. Number of holes can be controlled by number of impurity atoms added to the silicon. Addition of trivalent impurity produces a large number of holes in valency band. Therefore, there are few thermally generated electrons in conduction band. Since number of holes in more when compared number of electrons, this type of extrinsic semiconductor known as p-type semiconductor. Therefore, in p-type semiconductor, holes are majority carriers and electrons are minority charge carriers. In conduction, in intrinsic semiconductors, free electrons and holes are the two types of charge carriers in the intrinsic semiconductors. But the random motion of these carriers do not constitute any current. Let us know. Consider that a battery is connected across the intrinsic semiconductor. The free electrons as negatively charged experience a force towards the positive terminal of the battery, while the holes as positively charged experience a force towards negative terminal of the battery. The direction of current flows positive to negative terminal of the battery is referred as conventional current direction. This is very important. The direction of current flows positive to negative terminal of the battery is referred as the conventional current direction. Electron flows from negative to positive is known as the direction of electron flow. Electron flow ఎలా ఉంటుంది? Electron flows from negative to positive is known as the direction of electron flow. The operation of electron device is explained with the help of an electron movement. Okay, conductivity of semiconductors. The intrinsic semiconductor, very few electron hole pairs get generated at room temperature. Hence, very small current can be constituted due to the application of voltage to an intrinsic semiconductor. Thus, the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor at room temperature is very low. Due to low conductivity, the intrinsic semiconductors are not used in practice for manufacturing of electronic devices. Okay.